Well, the last time I drove a BMW M5 was in 2017 at the Estoril circuit in Spain at the international launch. And if you read my review, you'll know that I absolutely love that car. And quite frankly, I don't think you could make it any better. But like all things M, they've gone and made the BMW M5 Competition. It says so right there. And there's not a lot more power, just 19 kilowatts, but it does have a host of chassis tweaks. In fact, it's 10% stiffer and it rides 7 mil lower, and a few other things too. Now, I'm hoping my mate Adam from BMW comes and joins me on this fast lap, but we're here at Sydney Motorsport Park to see if it delivers. Well, mate, it's good to have you in the co-driver's seat again.
Yeah, mate.
I just, a little bit different tack to a normal video where we normally go at ourselves, but so, I mean, it's not like this thing needed a lot more, did it? I mean, we're up to 460.
Yep.
And we remain at 750 Newton meters. So that is a truckload of grunt. This thing will do 0 to 100 now in 3.3 seconds. I mean, that's staggering for a passenger family car that's capable of carrying luggage and 5 people, isn't it? I mean, it's almost too much. But why, given the Competition M2 gets a truckload more kilowatts and Newton meters, truckload more grunt, this thing only goes up by 19 kilowatts and torque remains the same. So why, what do you say to people that might say, well, that's nothing in terms of an increase?
Yeah, it's evolution, isn't it? A Competition for M5 came quite early in the product cycle, and it's a further improvement on the standard M5. So the standard one was 441 kilowatts. We're out to 460 now. I guess the difference for M2 to M2 Competition is that the M2 Comp does get a new engine to that chassis. Right,
and there is a few chassis tweaks, right? This thing has 10% stiffer suspension.
Yeah, so the spring rates are up 10% front and rear, and they've actually used, rather than rubber joints through some suspension components, they're effectively rose jointed to like a motorsport specification.
Right, right. Yes. And have we got any increase in top speed?
So with the M drivers package that comes standard on these, you can go to 305 k's an hour now, and getting pretty close to it there, Tony.
It's but you know what? I think it feels more stable than the stock car we drove at Estoril back in the launch days.
Yeah, that's interesting observation.
And these tyres are virtually shot from a day of punishment, right?
Yeah, correct.
But I've still got grip. Still got grip. Well, have I? Yeah.
I think so. You got the 4-wheel drive system helping you there, so
that was the big difference. A lot of the pundits or enthusiasts, the real hardcore enthusiasts, thought, well, you can't have all-wheel drive in an M car, but I mean, at Estoril it was phenomenally capable, as it is here at the Sydney Motorsport Park.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got grip now that I probably would have been sideways at Estoril, just in that little section there.
Yeah,
but I have kept it in M1. Tell me about that particular.
Yeah, so we've got obviously 2 configurable buttons, M1 and M2. There go the wipers. And we've preset the M1 button that we're using now just to sport engine tune, sport chassis, sport steering, 4-wheel drive standard and DSC on. So this is how you'd almost run it every day, but it's still quite track capable.
Yeah. Good. There's a little bit of a think it has down very low revs before it gets up, but I also could be in the wrong gear down low, not low enough, you know.
Yeah, it certainly, for a 4.4 litre engine, it does like the revs.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really, you can feel it digging out there. So we can get 2-wheel drive mode is still possible in these cars, but I think, you know, beautiful setting is that 4-wheel drive sport that gives you that really nice slight power oversteer on exit.
But I've got to say to you that it is almost $30,000 dearer than the previous M5. Now, what am I getting for my money?
Yeah, mate, it is an uplift in specification, so obviously the power and drivetrain upgrades, but also the chassis upgrade with the additional negative camber, the spring rates that you talked about, and the individualized damper settings.
More kit inside?
There is much more kit, so obviously those seats that you're sitting in there are pretty special.
They're unbelievably comfortable, but also, again, like the M2 with those Sports M seats, the bolster is perfect, but it doesn't really encroach on you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And of course you can adjust the bolster, can't you?
Yeah, of course.
Which I haven't even bothered doing.
Yeah. We've also got the upgrade, so the Bowers and Wilkins surround sound system, so improved audio there. M Sport exhaust package.
Yes.
Standard as well.
Yep. And that's a louder exhaust because we shot that earlier today, and it quite violent, quite ferocious.
Yeah, it gives a good crackle on the overrun, but we've got the M engine cover as well under there, which is carbon fibre now.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it? That looks the part.
And then you got your stylistic upgrades as well. So
if you added all that stuff up, you may well get to 30,000 or not. We'll do that in the review and see how you fare.
We'll get you into it and see what you think for yourself, mate.
Mate, thank you very much for sharing all that information on the M5 competition.
No problems,
Thank you. I only wish I could have a long term around them.
Well, one day maybe your wish can come true.
All right, mate. Neutral and off.